Hi everyone, Zoe Trebick here, and welcome to the much belated State of the Channel address that I said, a fortnight ago. I said, oh, it'll just be a few days and I'll definitely see you then. So that happened. Obviously, if I had a time machine, that would be my number one priority to fix right now, but I don't, so we're doing this now. I'm also going to apologize for the insane amount of illumination that's going on because unfortunately the sun is coming from behind the house, bouncing off brickwork on the houses opposite, and then being reflected right back in through this window and slamming into my face, so thus the ghostly pallor. Um, Honestly, I'm not a member of the undead. I think my Beat Saber reflexes would be a bit slower, although, fast zombies. So at any rate, yeah, sorry about the video quality. Normally, I'd just go into the Logitech camera utility and tweak the game down and that would fix it, but I'm on the Mac side of my Hackintosh, and unfortunately the Logitech camera settings are not as easily accessible over here as they are over on Windows, so there's really nothing I can do about it. I mean, I could close the window, but then we'll be plunged into darkness and I'll look like I'm in a witness protection program, so let's not do that. So anyway, getting to the actual point of this video, I promised that I was going to bring you all up to date on the kind of various options for content that I plan to introduce to the channel over 2019. And I mentioned a survey that would be available. Well, I have completed making that survey, and if you look in the description below, and possibly if I can work out how to do it with my editing package, I'll slap the URL up here maybe at some point in the video. But at any rate, when you're done watching this, please go click on the link. It's going to take like 3 minutes, maybe 5 if you want to write me some feedback. There's an open text box at the bottom, so in addition to clicking a bunch of voting buttons, there's also a place for you to just give me free-form reply. So yeah, depending upon how much you want to engage with it, it shouldn't take a lot of your time, and it'll help me, and more to the point, it's going to help you too, because that way you can tell me what you would prioritize for content on my channel. Now, obviously, it's my channel, so just because everybody hates something doesn't mean that I necessarily want to include a video about it, but it probably means I won't pour as much effort into making those sorts of videos as other kinds of videos if I know that no one's interested, well, except me, obviously. So let's discuss some of those options. So first off, obviously, is Beat Saber, and don't panic. Beat Saber videos are not going to go anywhere. Honestly, if I didn't do Beat Saber practically every morning, I would be in far worse physical condition. So that's definitely not going to stop. I will continue to edit the nice ones, the full combo videos, and slap them up on the channel. It's just a question of how many, because obviously up until this point I've been putting up pretty much every time I full combo a video, a map at either hard or expert plus difficulty. I tend to just put it up on the channel, but I realize that sometimes that produces these massive gluts of videos, or there's 8 or 9 or 10 videos that I've just uploaded in the same day, and people probably don't want to watch all of that. So one of the survey questions has to do with posting frequency. Another has to do with posting volume. So how often would you like me to post? How many videos should I upload each time I post? Stuff like that. And so you can vote on that. You can also vote on the format of the Beat Saber videos, because I've had not conflicting reports. I've had some people like it one way, some people like it the other way. What I'm trying to do is establish, now that we have 320 subscribers, what do the majority of people want? So do the majority of you like the two, sorry, I'm trying to align myself with the camera, the two webcam views? Do the majority of you like the avatar representation? Do the majority of you want the fixed camera view to fill the screen as it currently does, and have my view through the head-mounted display to be the inset, which I originally did because I tend to jump around a lot and bounce and dance, and some people were reporting getting nauseated watching the videos because the main screen was doing this the whole time. So yeah, we can tweak stuff, but I just needed to have enough people and have enough responses to the survey to know what was important to you and what wasn't. So please do fill that in. That helps you, even if all you're interested in is the Beat Saber stuff. So expanding a little beyond just the performance videos, obviously I had that series that I created called Dick Moves Beat Mappers Make, and because I'm lazy I only did 3 episodes, but okay, well that's not true. Actually I did 5 episodes, and 2 of them I still kind of have sitting on the hard drive. And every time I've thought, oh, I should probably upload another episode of Dick Moves Speed Peppers Make, I watch the episode, I'm like, am I being too mean? Maybe I'm being too nitpicky. Maybe this is just a little OCD. And so I haven't put them up, and I haven't decided whether I'm actually going to put them up on the channel. But I'm definitely going to do this other series, which I think I intimated, called Ace Moves Beat Mappers Make. And so this one, instead of criticizing beat maps that have certain structural problems, this will be praising other beat maps that have done specific things very well. So I'm looking forward to doing that. It's nice to be able to give a positive spin on stuff, and I'm hoping to even maybe have little chats with the beat mappers in question to get their feedback and put that in the video. So that should be fun. There's a section on the survey about that, so please do tell me what you'd like to see in those videos so I know like where to apportion my limited time, because I have a tendency towards over planning, as you'll discover in a moment as we go further into this video. And so I don't want to waste a lot of time over planning something, a feature that nobody wants. So there's that. That's the Beat Saber stuff. In addition to Beat Saber, obviously I've been gaming all my life. And I mean, my first console was an Atari 2600, so yes, I am ancient. And my first programming computer was an Atari 400, and I worked up from there. So I've been gaming and doing little bits of like indie code for decades, and obviously when I have time around my work and around other things, I do like to play games that aren't just Beat Saber. But the problem is I don't have as much time for it as I used to. So back in the days when I could waste like ages playing World of Warcraft with my guilds, and we go out and do raid instances and this sort of thing, that's all behind me. I do not have that kind of time free for those games, but I do have time to play like indie titles that maybe can be completed in over a weekend or something. So if all of you would be interested in maybe seeing me, I won't do full playthroughs, but maybe do play sections where I can discuss the mechanics or certain aspects of the way games have been designed for indie games, let me know again. In the survey, there'll be an opportunity to talk about that. So yeah, I'd just be curious, because I'd happily do it, but it is a lot of work. It's going to be a lot more work than editing down my Beat Saber videos. So before I kind of throw myself into preparing something like that for you, I need to know that it's actually something you want. And obviously that extends beyond just indie games. If you like virtual reality, other virtual reality, not just Beat Saber, more than happy to like get out the dual webcam view with me from different sides of the room, blundering around in VR, and maybe do a narrative track over that to talk about like how this game or this VR experience is. So if that's something you might like, again, let me know. So that's one option, the whole games thing. Another thing that is definitely going to find itself more and more into my channel content in 2019 is my writing. Now, most of you won't know that I write, because why would you? But those friends of mine who subscribed back when I started this channel and said, please subscribe, I have nobody following me. And bless you, the ones who actually not just subscribed, but then did not unsubscribe and are still subscribed to this channel, even though for like a year and a half now it's been nothing but Beat Saber videos. Your time has come at last, so I know you've been wanting me to talk about my writing, talk about my transition, talk about any number of other things, and I haven't been talking about any of that. So it's going to happen. And if you take the survey, you can at least be one of the people who prioritizes those elements over the Beat Saber, so you get your vote, so please, again, do that. But yes, I've been writing for a long time. I think I was writing my first like science fiction and fantasy stories back when I was in middle school and then high school. I completed a few novels when I was an undergraduate at university, and a novella, a very bad novella. But anyway, and I've written various short stories since then. I haven't stopped writing, but unfortunately what I did do is I kind of gave up trying to get published, because I spent like literally in my undergraduate years, I wrote the 2 books, and I tried very hard to get publishers interested in them, and failed, and did the stupid thing, which is to give up. Never give up, but whatever. And so yeah, I kind of like, the writing just sort of became a hobby that I did on the side. I just kept scribbling things now and then. Well, last summer, and by last I mean 2018, in May, I decided, no, this is stupid. I always wanted to finish these novel series, and I dusted off. And by dusted off, I mean more like dust everywhere. My series notebook for one of the 4 series of books that I had planned to write, and if I have enough time before I die, we'll still write. But the first one, which is about 7 books long, is a fantasy series, and I just kind of read through hundreds and hundreds of pages of, world building and character development and plot arcs and key concepts, and yeah, basically spent a few weeks going, okay, wow, this is right, this needs to go, and this is good, this should stay, and I like this, but I'm gonna have to find a way to rework it entirely, and so forth and so on. So yeah, I spent ages doing that. Then the following months, I actually started writing little vignettes and key scenes across these 7 books. I rebuilt the calendar system. I created maps of the planet, all this stuff going on. And a lot of this is when I remember when I was saying earlier about over planning. This is something I have a bad tendency to do. I'm like, well, I just want to get everything right and then I can do the writing. And the problem is like at some point you have to stop planning and do the writing. And so I have been writing scenes, unfortunately, like I said, from various bits of the series. So I'm going to force myself in 2019, the remainder of it, to only write chapters or scenes for chapters in the first book, because it's no good writing scenes for book 5 when I can't publish it until I publish books 1 through 4. So what I'm looking for is to know if anybody out there watching these videos would be interested. Well, full stop, are you interested in like reading someone's fiction and fantasy, science fiction and fantasy? And secondarily, I could use some feedback. So if you might be interested in providing constructive criticism on my writing, in other words, being a beta reader or a beta reader, depending upon which version of English you want to use, basically, I would love that, because I am going to otherwise just kind of think, yes, I've definitely sussed that. That reads much better now, and that's probably good enough. It's like, no, I need fresh eyes to look at stuff and tell me, it's like, whoa, okay, I see what you're doing there, but that's not how I would phrase it, or that's not how that person would talk, in my opinion, or something like that. So if you'd be interested in that, please, in the survey, not only like prioritize that sort of content, but write me something in the text box at the end of the survey saying, Zoe, I'd like to, when you're ready, when you've got stuff, I'd like to be a beta reader. So yeah, tell me about that. So that's another thing that's going to occur over 2019 as I work on those books, trying to get help from you guys and also see what you think. Let's see, gaming, writing, there's got to be more. Oh yeah, obviously I teach science, and I sometimes like see stories in the news. I think, oh, it'd be fun to do a little video just explaining what that is, in case people have no idea, like, why is this an important scientific discovery, or what are these scientists on about, or why should I care about this? But I'm also aware that like there are tons and tons of YouTube creators that do these sorts of videos. I don't know if the world needs another one, but if it's something that you all would like to see me do, if that's something that, kind of explanatory videos on technology and science, like little one-off concepts explained in more detail, then let me know, and that way I can actually, whip some of those up. I say whip them up, it's probably going to take me like a week to do a single one. I realize it's a lot more work than Beat Saber video editing, but that's something I'd be willing to do. Let's see, a fourth thing that will be occurring in my feed, finally, is talking a little bit about my transition, because that's the thing that most of my friends, when they actually signed up to be subscribers on my YouTube channel, that's probably what they thought they would be getting, and I don't want to feel like I betrayed their trust by then not delivering on that. But unfortunately, I'm a very private person, and so it's hard for me to talk about certain aspects of that, and so I'm just going to have to get over that and start talking about it. But I'm curious to know, in addition to, my friends who already know, whether or not the majority of the subscribers on my channel, who probably are only here because they enjoy watching me do the Beat Saber videos, if any of you actually care to know any of this stuff, like, is this too personal, is this TMI, etc., so let me know in the survey. Try to be nice, please, and that way I can gauge like how often to do an update video on my transition, or on LGBT issues, or like news stories, or the state of the NHS in the UK and what the impact is for trans folk, that sort of thing. So yeah, if you're interested in that, if you'd like to know a little bit more about my personal life, then let me know. Again, be polite, and we'll see how we get on with that. Let's see, was there anything else? Apart from that, I know a lot of people actually just do vlogging and they're like going, okay, here's what Trump's done and here's my take on that, and or here's something that's come out in the gaming press and here's my take on it. And I don't know, would you guys like hot takes from me? Because I'm not a specialist in these areas. I know as much as any other person about like the game industry, about I know slightly less than many people about like comics. I would probably not be giving hot takes on comics. You need to go to my wife for that. She's the comics expert in this household. But if you'd like, me to actually comment on things happening in the news right now, that's another thing on the survey that you can kind of like tick the box and say, yeah, that's something we'd like to hear, or God's no, please, Zoe, don't waste any of our time on that. So yeah, I think those are like the main content options for stuff that I'd be considering putting on the channel over the rest of 2019. So please go to the survey, take a few minutes, it's really not going to take a lot of your time, and just kind of let me know. Oh, and also, they're anonymous by design. The survey site I've chosen is called eSurv for electronic surveys. It's an academic survey site that's free to use, that in fact I used when I was doing my PhD. So I like it. I prefer it to SurveyMonkey. It's less kind of corporatized. But there are fewer bells and whistles as well. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is it's all anonymous. So you can feel free to vote however you like and write whatever you like in the freeform comment box. Again, try to be nice, but whatever. But if you want me to be able to respond to you, like personally, to thank you for your feedback, or to say, oh, okay, thank you, that's an interesting point, I'll try and consider that, or I hadn't thought of this, then I need you to give me some contact details. So in the text box, if you want to hear back from me, give me your name and a contact email address, and I will write back to you. And yeah, so basically that's that. That's something. If you just want to give me the feedback quickly and get back to the rest of your day, you can put nothing in the text box. It's completely optional. And yeah, I think I'm going to let that run for about a fortnight, which is to say 2 weeks for my North American friends. And so yeah, like say the 1st of March, I will stop the survey. I'll go collate all the results, look at what people have said, and I'll try and make a determination as to what people prioritize and what they value. And then I'll do another one of these updates sometime, probably a week later. Maybe I should say 2 weeks later, but whatever, to give you an update on what's going on and like where the votes kind of landed. And in the meantime, it's just going to continue to be more Beat Saber videos, so don't panic, nothing's changing until then. But yeah, as we go into March, I think more different types of content in addition to the music videos. So I think I've said, losing my voice now, I've been talking so long, I think I've said enough, and basically I hope to hear from as many of you as possible. Really won't take you too long, so please do it. And if you can't do it, then just comment in the video. Like, literally, you're already watching this video, so just leave me a comment in the video comments. If you're not going to do the survey, then at least I get some feedback from you. And yeah, I think that's it. So I will speak to you soonish, like in March. And in the meantime, just continue to do what you're doing. And thank you. Bye-bye.